It would be. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yes, let's go. Let me just pull it up. Yes, let's go. Alright. Oh, let me. Yo, why isn't it letting me type? Alright, well, I guess I'm not using the open. If anybody joins, I don't have access to the comments, so just give me a minute. Oh wait, no, that's not what I need. I need that, right? There we go. No. Nobody's in. I should have scheduled this for later. Oh, that's Oh, hey, what's up, Carter? How's it going? Give me 1 second. What's up? Welcome to the stream. This is your first stream in a while, so pretty cool. I have a feeling not really anybody's gonna come because usually I schedule them in advance and bro, my cat. Usually I put something on my story, but that's not right now because I was going live earlier, so I didn't really feel like scheduling another thing. I just wanted to go live immediately. I usually don't like to do 2 streams in one day, but today I decided I'm going to because in case you're unfamiliar, well, you probably are unfamiliar because you don't. I don't know if you have TikTok, but well, let me. Essentially, I'm building my theme parks, my future theme parks that I want to build when I grow up in Planet Coaster 2, and that's becoming like sort of like a live stream series that I'm gonna be doing. And I started that earlier this morning on a stream, but I've been so diligently working on it, and I realized I can't have too much done off camera, or it will be, unrecognizable from when I last streamed. So I figured if I'm gonna keep working, because I am in the mood to keep working, it would kind of have to be documented. You know what I mean? For the sake of the continuity. So that's purely the reason why I'm streaming right now. We could go ahead and get into it. Well, let's give it a moment. Let's see if other people join in. For now, what I want to do is I want to play some Coastal. Carter, are you familiar with Coastal? Oh my gosh, I keep accidentally doing this. Just Coastal. Are you familiar with... Yo, why is it not... Oh yeah, Mother's Day. About that. Well, I mean, originally today we were gonna go to Epcot because that's my mom's favorite theme park. So that would have been pretty sweet because I love Epcot, but that didn't end up happening. You know, they're tired. I get it. Oh, yes. Yo, why are you calling me, bro? I'm on the stream right now. Yo, yo, I can't pick up. I'm sorry. You're literally communicating with me via stream, I guess. But you're like the only person in here right now because no one else is joining. But I don't know why you did that. That's funny though. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, Mother's Day. We're gonna go to Epcot today, of course. As I said. Yo, dog, why are you calling me, bro? Oh my days. Alright, let me pick up. Yo. Yo, I'm midstream, though. Well, you're the only person here. Uh-huh. Are you serious, Anna? Alright. Yo. Oh, heck no. Alright. 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 Okay, so, I was tasked by the only person on the stream, by the way, to react to, yo, what is this, bro? Alright. Oh, wait, why am I gotta leave the live stream. Yo, it's literally just, a picture, bro. It's literally just a picture, bro. See that? It's just a picture, bro. Yeah, there's no actual content. Explain Lardwar? What, explain Lardwar to you? Wait, what? You're the only person here. Yo, just wait for people to come. But anyways, I like to start with good old Coastal while I wait for people to join. If anybody joins, once again, I didn't. Oh, like, yeah, I'm sure it's a song, but the thing you showed me only gave me the picture of the thumbnail. Okay? But, so, Coastal, right? Wordle, but for coasters. So, we'll give it a go. I do not see a link in the chat. I do not, I promise you. Let me go. There's like no one here. Alright, well, this coaster is a sit-down coaster. Okay, he sent it to me. I guess. Oh, wait, give me a sec. It's a little loud. Just let me. Is there a way to mute myself? I don't know. Yo, can you shut the door? I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Yo, I may call it quits unless people join.
In Phoenix was not feeling.
Oh, fudge, you know. Alright, well, let me finish the coastal, and then I'll get into the Planet Coaster. Okay, it's in the U.S. It's a sit-down coaster. It's, pretty tall, pretty fast. Not very long, though. So I'm thinking maybe RMC. Those are never the longest. This could be Iron Gwazi. It actually could be. Because Iron Gwazi is about, I think 3,500. So it would end up working out if it were Iron Gwazi. Oh, well, I was right about it being RMC. I guess I'm just that good. But yeah, so... Oh, Iron Gwazi's that long? I guess that makes sense because it's a hypercoaster. Even though it's pretty short for hypercoaster standards, I gotta remember the elements are still gonna be pretty, like, spread out to account for the higher speeds to reduce the force to speed ratio, if that makes sense. So, yeah, forgot to think about that, but still only a little over 4,000 feet. Not too crazy in that. But it's an RMC. I don't think there's really RMCs that go upside down one time, so I assume it doesn't go upside down at all. This could very much be Lightning Rod at Dollywood. Not probably not Velocicoaster because it's built by Intamin. But Velocicoaster is a sit down in the U.S., so good guess. But you know, Velocicoaster goes upside down 4 times, so this most likely goes upside down no times because the amount of coasters that go upside down one time are very small, and I don't think RMC owns any of them. Lightning Rod would fit because it's 73 miles an hour. The actual height of the track is about 200 feet, but the drop is about 160. And definitely less than 4,000 feet of track. It's not the longest ride on Earth. And it obviously doesn't go upside down. So I have a good feeling it's Lightning Rod. No way. This ride goes upside down once? Once? What? Am I missing something? Dude, I was so confident too. So this is a pretty tall ride. I am assuming not a hyper... Wait, Iron Velocity's 206 feet. Not 213. I don't know what's up with that. Dude, what? It can't be a Raptor. There are no Raptors that big. Has to be an iBox coaster. Dude, what? There's an RMC that goes upside down once? And it's one of the bigger ones, too? Can't be Outlaw Run. Can't be Hakuge, right? Oh. Unless it is Hakuge. No, it's in the US. Because I don't know enough about Hakuge's layout to gauge whether it's, I think it's 2 or 3 inversions, but I don't know for sure. But not in the US, so... Dude, what is this ride? Can't be a hyper hybrid, because the only other one's Steel Vengeance, and that goes upside down like 5 times. Dude. So it's not a hyper hybrid, but it's still really tall. Outlaw Run is really tall, but that goes upside down 3 times. Dude, what on earth is this ride? I'm actually stumped. And this isn't like... I played Coastal the other day, and I was so stumped it wasn't even funny. It was Vekoma, but it was Tron Light Cycle Run at Shanghai. I thought that was the most annoying thing. I don't know, something about it just really pissed me off. Because that had me stumped hard. But this is less like stumped because I'm more familiar with the RMCs. Obviously, I'm very familiar with Tron at Magic Kingdom, so like I'm aware of Tron at Shanghai, but I just think that's so corny of them. It's not, obviously, I'm just messing around. Like, they can do whatever coaster they want and make it as hard as they want, but I'm just messing in that regard. But this is because I'm an RMC fanatic. And I know this is some RMC within my radius that's on the tip of my tongue. Am I going to go for the hint? I was proud of myself earlier because during the first live stream... Been to what? Shanghai? No, I haven't been to Shanghai. I want to. Shanghai Disney looks really good. But no, I'm familiar with it because they have Tron Light Cycle Run is a roller coaster at Magic Kingdom, but it's also a clone of it in Shanghai. Yeah, but good question. But this is like so familiar to me. A US RMC. This should be bam, like I know it. And it's not one of the smaller RMCs, which there are a lot of, you know, Wicked Cyclone, Twisted Cyclone. So this should be really easy for me. Oh, I should go for the hint when I'm on the 5th guess? Is that what you're saying? Dude, because I was so proud of myself during the first stream because I got it in 3 tries without a hint. Like a last-ditch effort. The problem is right now that I can't even think of an effort. You know what I mean? Like, I can't even think of a thing to put in to get to that point. Unless I just put random coasters. Because what's the point of that? Dude, what on earth? Oh my gosh. This is a tall RMC. What tall RMCs are there in the US? Because I think Wildfire. But that's in Sweden. At Kolmarden. Dude, what? Oh my god. I'm sorry, Carter. I know you said I should do it as a last ditch effort, which is very fair. But I think I'm just gonna go for it. You know. Let's see what the hint is. Wait. I know I'm gonna feel so stupid after this because I literally know every RMC. But not Wildcats, not Airy Force, not, yo, are you good? I'm sorry, my cat, this is my free cat too. Oh my gosh, what? Iron Rattler! Oh my gosh! One inversion. Oh my gosh, at Fiesta, Texas. Oh my goodness. It was on the tip of my tongue, bro. Of course, Iron Rattler goes upside down once. Why am I so... And I kind of skimmed past the thought of Iron Rattler in my head for a second. I think, like, because I was thinking of the earlier RMCs. Like, I know that New Texas Giant is the first RMC. Second RMC is Iron Rattler. So I know quite a bit about the history and the inaugural RMC. So I kind of skidded past it in my head. Like, I didn't definitively think, like, oh yeah, Iron Rattler. Like, I didn't stop and process it in my head. But, you know, it kind of skidded past my head. And of course, Iron Rattler. Shame on me for only considering the new gen RMCs. But nonetheless, not bad. I mean, technically it's 4 for 6, which earlier I had 3 for 6 on the Leviathan at Canada's Wonderland was the one I did earlier at the Coastal. I think that was the daily Coastal. But on this game, there's also an endless feature. That's strange though, because I think this would also indicate that's the daily one. So I don't know if there's like 2 daily Coastals. But technically, I didn't. I did pretty good in terms of narrowing it down. I just think that, you know, of course, I had to use the hint. So if anything, with 4 tries and a hint, that's basically like, we'll say 6 for 6, because the hint will say, metaphorically, if we're counting my score, it probably takes away like 2 of them, right? So I got in 6 tries, we'll say. But yeah, not bad. Not bad. Well, could be better. But stupid Iron Rattler. Not stupid, by the way. Great looking ride. Once again, I love RMC. I'm an RMC fanatic. And yeah, even the old gen RMCs look to have a bite to them. So I think that's pretty sweet, and I think it deserves my praise. Yeah. You still in here? Should I get started with what I'm doing? Or... Alright. Well, we'll see if he responds. Oh, it says there are 3 people here in the stream now. That's cool. Well, if you joined into the stream, tell me your name and your favorite roller coaster. Hopefully, I'm hoping that people start joining in the stream if they see my post. But yeah, if you have just now joined into the stream, I did a pretty bad job at announcing this stream because the thing is I streamed earlier this morning, right? Or earlier afternoon, I guess. And basically, if you're unfamiliar, I'm starting a series where I am building my future theme park in Planet Coaster 2, which is pretty cool, right? But what was I saying? Yeah, so I started that project earlier, but I got so captivated in working it. I'll be honest, at the end of the stream, I was okay losing motivation, but afterwards, I kind of regained motivation, and I've actually done quite a bit of process since I last chatted with y'all. So I kind of went back to the project, and I was like, I don't want to do that much progress without you guys watching, You know what I mean? I don't want there to be too much of a jump, if you will. So I kind of just did the stream for the sake of documentation. Oh, you're still here? I guess no one really else joined. I guess I kind of said that spiel for no reason. But we did our coastal. Very beautiful. We did our inaugural sort of pre-warm-up to Planet Coaster. So, how does Planet Coaster 2 work as a physics engine? Could you elaborate with that? I don't really know what you mean by physics engine. But yeah, so working on my theme park. In case you're unfamiliar, Carter, I plan to have 4 theme parks when I grow up. That's my lifelong dream. I plan to have a Disney Universal style resort property. But I'm just working on the first theme park right now. And this is going to be like a stream series. We'll take breaks. Some streams will be normal streams where I'm doing other sort of stuff. But for the sake of things, like we're going to do a lot of these streams where I'm building the theme parks. And it will take a while, but, you know, at least you're claiming a spot from the start to watch as these parks grow, if you will. We're going to get back to work like crazy on this project that I'm very excited about. But could you elaborate on your question, though, if you may? Alright, so while I wait for him to re-answer, here's what we did earlier. Well, not all of this is what we had earlier. In fact, most of this I did in between the span of me ending the first stream and now. So a lot of this you won't recognize. I added in the floors for the show building. It looks very ugly right now, but it will look good once I add in the dark ride scenes. It is a log flume. There got the beautiful facade. In case you're wondering, Carter, I plan for these parks to be as far as like the theming and scale of Disney and Universal. So think like very grand, cinematic in a way, and very compelling. These are theme parks. Okay, these are very immersive theme parks that I'm building. That can be duplicated and always looking to fix things. But yeah, I had to do this by hand, or not by hand, but you know what I mean. So this took me a solid amount of time. You know, just like rotating different rocks to make everything look organic in a way. But yeah, this is it. So the theme and message of Animal Adventure, which is the first of my would the trees be real in real life? Yes, these trees would be real most likely. Very nice looking. But basically, in case you're unfamiliar, so this is one of my 4 parks, right? It's called Animal Adventure. The theme and the message is animal conservation, right? And so I'm gonna have 7 different themed areas across the park that represent different regions and locations and habitats where animals can be found, right? So if you look at this, you got the cypress trees. This themed area that I'm working on right now with the water ride is very close to home. And I mean very close to home. In fact, this is Florida's backyard, ladies and gentlemen. That's the name of this themed area. Now, if we go back in time a little bit to when Disney built the second gate for their Disneyland Anaheim theme park, which was known as Disney's California Adventure, many people criticized the park for being a theme park themed to California while being located in California. And while I'm sure people could bring that up about this idea to have a Florida-themed land in a Florida-themed park, I think Florida is very biodiverse and unique, and I think as far as animals and habitats, there are a lot of cool things we could do. There's also some cool architectural stuff we could do. I kind of want to play into the Key West style for the main sort of shopping district when you're entering the land. So people can say what they want about this being a Florida-themed land in a Florida-themed park. or I'm sorry, a Florida themed land in a theme park located in Florida, but it's not like the entire park's located or themed to Florida. It's just this area, and I think it's a great idea. That's very worth including in the park. But once again, it's one of 7 areas, so if it really makes people that mad, just enjoy our other 6 themed areas at the park and move on with your day. I joke, I kid. But yeah, so the story for this ride, this may not look like it right now, but these are mini cypress trees in a way. Well, technically these are full-size cypress trees in real life, but they look mini in comparison to this rock formation I'm building that's meant to be a giant cypress tree. You know, very iconic about water rides and log flumes is they have the big structures, right? I think Splash Mountain has the big mountain. Dudley Do Rides has the big mountain over the big drop. Journey to Atlantis has the big temple. A lot of these rides have like these big structures that what's the word? Kind of wrap around the if you were to make a Florida themed area in a Florida park, I would make it more about the Everglades because I guess it's more naturey and most. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. This is very Everglades, but it's also gonna have some Key West influence, which is also basically Everglades because I need a theming for the shops and stuff. But this back here is very much Everglades, in case you couldn't tell. It's not a rock formation. It's meant to be a giant cypress tree. When I finish it, it's gonna be like this magical cypress tree. And the story of the ride ties into the conservational message of the park because on this ride, you are traveling on a log through this river world where these animals are trying to save their swamp from deforestation and logging companies. And that's the story of this attraction. And, you know, it's a great story in my opinion because while simple in a way, not certain e-ticket attractions on my parks are going to have very dense, complicated stories. But for the sake of this attraction, it just needs a more lighthearted, whimsical story to get the job done. And really play into that conservational message and kind of get kids excited about conservation. You know, that's the best way to do it. So, low-key, it reminds me of the People Mover in Magic Kingdom. Like, how many people would it do per dispatch and per hour, and what would the queue be like? Okay, yeah, that's fair. I know what you mean. It was more inspired by the Splash Mountain at Magic Kingdom, now Tiana's Bayou Adventure. But I see what you mean, I guess, because it kind of very I don't know, like you can see a lot of people going by. I guess that makes sense. But your second question, how many people would it do per dispatch and per hour, and what would the queue be like? Very, very good questions. So here's the station. It's going to be it's going to be like a moving, loading platform in real life. That's kind of why I made it so long. It may look abnormally long. But the reason I did this is because in real life, this is going to be a moving loading bay. You know how certain rides have a moving loading bay? That's kind of what I'm going for here. You can see in your logs, these are very like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in the building. These are very like Splash Mountain style logs. Maybe a more modern twist on them. Because this is going to be a very modern log flume when I create it down the road. You know what I mean? So, very nice. I guess, what? 8 people per log. A log is sent out every 15 seconds. So, what is that? 8 times 4 for a minute. 32. 32 times 60. I'll let you do the math. 32 times 60 is how many people would ride in an hour. You could tell me if you what your result is when you look back. And yeah, that's the throughput. And as for the queue line, it's going to be very cute and indoors. It's going to tie into this whimsical swamp story. And I think you're actually going to be in an indoor, like, sort of, like a giant beaver dam is where you're gonna be inside. I thought that was would be pretty cute and pretty fun. So yeah, you're gonna be in a giant beaver dam with a queue line. 1,920. There you go. You've never seen a moving loading bay in the water. How does that aspect affect the loading zone? It doesn't really, as far as I'm concerned, because water rides have done it before. I'm directly basing this off of real life. Everything's very rooted in reality. And if you look at Chiapas in Phantasialand, which is a boat ride at a theme park in Germany, they have a moving loading bay. I guess it would just be a long conveyor belt sort of stretch, and the people just move on out. You got to make it very long, of course, so that you're not constantly having... One of the problems with Rip Ride Rockit in life is that its moving loading bay was very small. It wasn't very long. It was pretty small, so that frequently when a guest took a while to load, they would have to do frequent station stops, which is never good because it backs everything up and screws up your throughput. So you never want to have that happen. So that's why you need to prepare in advance. Rides like Hagrid's and Forbidden Journey have very long moving loading bays as a preparation for this. So I have the very long setup that could fit multiple boats. As of the game, look, the gates are here. You can't have a moving loading bay in Planet Coaster 2, but I like to pretend. And yeah, you never want to have a station stop a lot when people take a while. You were just worried that they wouldn't be able to get on fast enough. Yeah, well, just peace of mind for you. The ride system, once it reaches a certain point, will automatically detect that not all the lap bars have been lowered and automatically stop. So station stops are not something that is done manually. They can be done manually, but at a certain point it will automatically do it, or automatically engage. Very good questions, by the way. So we can continue. Feel free to ask me more questions if you'd like. We're gonna continue with the building. So I guess I'll kind of walk you through what I have. So right here, I remember Carter used to give me a lot of ideas about this restaurant, and I think this is kind of a full circle moment. So I think this is pretty cool because in here, in the Florida restaurant, is going to be a barbecue called the Glades Grill. And you used to, I remember very vividly, you used to give me ideas about like the Everglazed ribs and the menu items. Don't worry, buddy, I haven't forgotten. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh my gosh. That's the problem with having all these layers. What happened to my... There you go. Dude, this thing sometimes be bugging. Is it good? Alright. But yeah, there's gonna be a restaurant in here that overlooks the ride. It all looks very, very ugly right now. Except for the facade to an extent. But it still looks kind of ugly because you can see right into the building. It's all going to be fixed, I assure you. But yeah, pretty cool for full circle moment. Because we are going to have a restaurant, a gift shop in here. I was pretty proud of myself when I figured out the space constraints and how we could get it worked. Yo, oh heck no. Yo, don't, oh my gosh, that was from my more geek days. Don't bring up that, but yeah, I appreciate that idea. Well, technically it's not my idea, so I won't take all the credit because certain rides do very similar things. It's gonna be my own take on it, but yes, yes, there you go. Shanghai Disney does it. Epcot does it, and Disneyland does it for boat rides with very nice restaurants. But yeah, it's a cool idea. I appreciate that. Let me. But yes, Shanghai Disney, absolutely. Shanghai Pirates. Oh yeah, you went there. Shanghai Pirates looks amazing, bro. Like one of the best rides ever built. Holy crap. But dude. So what shall I do next? I could start getting work on the walls. Actually, I kind of hate the idea because I don't want to box myself in, and then when I end up getting to the interior theming, I don't really want to cram myself in for that. So I think I'll finish working on the facade. I gotta wrap up this tree right now. It's a big thing I gotta do. Well, let me do this. Let me duplicate and so fourth sort of thing right here. That's gonna be the roof for the show building. Yeah. So actually pretty big show building in that regard. And let's delete stuff that needs to be deleted. So that can be. There you go, and then so I'm putting in the roof of the show building just so that I could figure out what I need to do to finish this. Okay, so let me wrap up this tree from the and let me sort of duplicate and then oh my god, what a pain in the neck, dude. All right, there we go. Now let's duplicate and ooh, I just realized that's a bit of a concern. Well, I guess that will be covered with rock work. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, that probably won't. So I didn't really think about that, how I need to be a little more conscientious of. I think it's fine for now. Yeah, I think it's fine. I just don't want to let it clip into the ground, really. You gotta do something? Alright, cool beans. I had a big brain idea, right? So, take this, move it up, hear me out yet again, just so that I have a layer that I can clip into, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Booyah. Alright. Clips right into the main drop. Do that. That probably fixes that seam, right? How does that look from the exterior? Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Then, there we go. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Booyah. What? To clip through 2 layers? Are we serious? I didn't realize that was something that, like... Oh wait, no, that's not what I was... Okay. Oh! Silly me. Got my work cut out for me with this project. trying to think. What do I want to do now? Let me see how tall this is. Just out of curiosity. $179. So we'll do the Disney rule. We don't want a blinking red light. That's already too high. Oh crap, this is kind of bad. We can't go above this right now. That's a little disappointing. Oh my gosh. Do I have enough room? Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll be fine. But I gotta be... So we'll just leave this off to the side just as a marker for how tall. Let's go branches. That was the fun part. We get to deck this thing out in bushes and... Oh, bushes! May not be a bad idea. Dude. Oh, building. Or, yeah. Let's go branches. You know what I like the idea? Cypress leaves. We take the cypress leaves and we enlarge them. We enlarge them like crazy. Is that the most we can enlarge them? Of course it is. I don't want to use those. Let's go... We use... Oh, wait, why am I... Branches. What did that actually give me? That's not gonna cut it, though. We need literal trees. We need literal trees to be our branches. That's kind of funny. Not in Coral. Cypress. Let's go like this. Oh wait, no, I'm trying to place it. Alright. Oh yeah, that's gonna be the one. Oh, what did I do? Yo, FYI, this was not supposed to be a part of the building, chat. Oh my gosh. Oh, no! Screw you. Alright. No! You're not a scenery group! Oh my days. What do I have to do to tell you that you're not a scenery group? It's the thing with these games. I love them, but I can't even... A simple command for the life of them. Alright. I think this was actually a pretty good idea to do it like this. What happened? And now add some bushes and stuff to make it look. I'm not gonna lie, it looks a little worse than I pictured, but it's the end result that will make or break this. Jeez. So duplicate, let's just put them everywhere. No, you're not a part of building 10. I hate to break it to you. I don't know why you guys are so fond in entering building 10. That may not be a bad idea. What if I have a waterfall coming down here? It's not an awful idea. Well, it already kind of does have a waterfall in a way with the actual water ride. I want to get this station out the way. It's a little over 200 feet, but we're just gonna pretend it's not. Actually, I think it may not be a bad idea to wall this in. Well, no, because theoretically, what else do I have to do? I could start the queue line. No, let me finish, like, doing this rock work here on the side that I've been dreading. Maybe. Literally only clicking on... Oh, yeah. Why don't... Okay, I got an idea. Why don't I spam this, right? Looks ugly, but I can fix everything around it. And I'm looking from this angle, and this rock would need to be included more. And Is anybody in the stream right now? I kind of zoned out for a little while. I haven't really been speaking. But I haven't gotten any comments, so I assume not really anybody's here. Dude, I could have sworn I covered that up. Like everywhere I go, there's another like, wall, or like that's exposed to the structure. Dude, there's so many angles, so many different angles to satisfy in this project. Dude, I swear it's like a maze of rock work everywhere I go. Okay, it's gotta be a smaller piece. Wait, is that the exact same? Just trying to cover that scene, right? Yeah. Oh. What is that? Is there a random hole in the... I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'll fix it. But man, this structure is so dense, it's not even funny. Yo, I'm spending all this work to fix a hole that doesn't even need to be fixed. Oh my days. So... Oh. Jeez, Louise. I'm trying to think. Let me extend the interior queue, and then it's gonna be time to end the stream. Okay, so that's a solid interior queue space, right? It can probably hold the last 15 minutes of queue, if that. Um, yeah. Well, it's not bad. It's not bad at all when you think about the interior queue space for Tiana's and a lot of log flumes. It's mostly extended queue, which will still be subtly themed. I don't know. I'll take move a rock that's maybe a little less risky to move. What? Blue. Right. Move it over there. That's a nice space for a final scene. Okay, that's more than good for today's. Alright. Well, I don't think anybody's here. If you are here, I appreciate you for watching. That's gonna do it for today's stream. Here's your final look at the project. It's coming along quite nicely. Remember, this is just one ride that's taking this long in the entire park. So I've definitely got my work cut out for me. This is the Florida Falls Flume. Just to give you some idea, this is going to be the final resolution indoor scene. That's the big cypress tree. There's your big flagship drop. There's your multi-level building. Right here, you're going to be able to enter a restaurant that overlooks the ride called the Glades Grill. More extended, most likely seating space down here. Going to be a kitchen here. The rides maintenance switch is going to be here, if you're curious. That's going to be a little outdoor turnaround to get back to the station. This part is outdoors up here where you're careening around. And then what? This is the interior queue. So they're gonna be priority lane and obviously normal lane, and they're gonna have switchbacks in here. The switchbacks are gonna take up this room, and they're gonna be themed. It's gonna be look like you're in a beaver lodge. Then, does that make clearance? Let me just see how tall a person is. Oh yeah, I think I'm underestimating the size of this. Yeah, this is absolutely massive. Scrap that. This is not the interior queue. This is the entire queue. Extended interior, whatever you please. Jeez. And, this is the post-merge point. Then it leads up into the station. You exit on this side. And we'll have the gift shop exit be right here, right? Like that. And then gift shop, small shop. And then once again, restaurant here. So, I'm proud of myself for the creative use of space. Really thunk outside the box. Thunk like an Imagineer or a Universal Creative Designer, right? Made it compact in the sense that it's all one show building. Not just the ride, which I made pretty compact, I think. It's a decent sized building. It's like probably about as big as the Monsters Unchained building. Which I just find it crazy how they could fit all that in there. Maybe a little smaller. But it's not a bad size. And then, of course, you've got room for a restaurant in there too. So, when you factor in everything, it's a pretty good use of space. As for the Florida area, well, not really anyone's here, but I'll just let it out. This is going to be the log flume, which is probably the central attraction of the Florida area. But in addition, I plan to have a family coaster in this area. And a lot of cool shops and dining opportunities. But thematically, I won't spoil what those rides are all about. So, yeah, that's probably going to just about wrap it up. As for tonight's stream, it was not very eventful. I apologize. It was eventful in the sense that I got a lot of construction done. And I know the hard parts are going to be waiting for me sometime within the upcoming week when I have to actually put the theming in the show building, which I know is going to be an absolute pain. I'm just so looking forward to that. But I did a good job today doing the necessary construction leading up to the show building. Like, kind of getting that process staged in a way. But yeah. So if you're here, I don't know if anybody's here. I really appreciate you guys for joining. Yeah, thank you very much. Next time I'll try to schedule in advance and give you guys more time to join and whatnot. I don't love doing 2 streams in one day, but for today, I was like, I'm so in love with this project, and after I had my little rest, I'm like, I want to get back on the project, right? And I did so much work that I was like, hey, I kind of got to start streaming because, there comes a point where it's too much work that's undocumented, if you will. So that was my pure reason of doing this stream. Therefore, it was a bit more urgent, if you will. I was like, I'm not going to schedule it. I'm just going to start it so I can keep building because, once again, I didn't want to leave too much. So it's like too much of a shocker to you guys how much work I did in between. I want you guys to be there for the journey to an extent. So that's kind of why I got this set up because I was already in the mood to play. You know what I mean? Which is ironic because barely anybody joined. But Carter joined, asked great questions. I appreciate that. So that's gonna do it for today's or tonight's stream, I guess. About an hour 40. Okay, we'll see you guys. I really appreciate you guys for joining.